Alright, welcome back to Ultimate Custom Night. I was going to move on to the next FNAF game because I finished all of the challenges in the previous video. And I'm going to be streaming 50/20. I'm not going to be making videos on that. But there were a few things that I missed apparently. There's a couple Easter eggs. There's a few different things that I didn't see. So I'm going to get those few things done in today's video. And then in the next one I'll move on to Security Breach, I think. I am going to buy Help Wanted, but not until I buy a VR because that's how I want to play the game. Anyway, so the first one that I've been told about is to Death Coin Golden Freddy. What we'll do is put him on AI difficulty 1, collect 10 coins, real quickly. Nothing. Actually, there is one thing that can prevent this from working, and that is DD showing up. Because I don't really have control over that happening, so... Okay, where's the... Wait, what? Oh, still got to do that, yeah. Apparently there's a purple hat on my desk somewhere. Oh, wait, no. What I need is to get Golden Freddy to actually show up. And then there'll be a purple hat on my desk. Wouldn't it be better to put him on 20 AI to make him show up easily? Or does that not work? Does it... Wait, here he is. What? I didn't see no purple hat. Alright, I might be stupid, but I'm not an idiot. Apparently I did not buy the death coin. So that may have been the issue. There's the purple hat, okay. Yeah, that was my fault. Come on, Golden Freddy. You fuck. DD is really annoying in basic gameplay. Like, imagine you get into this game for the first time, right? There's 50 animatronics. You're already overwhelmed by how many there are. And you go on one of the presets. There's like 10 different animatronics to read how to defend against. And then DD comes in and just adds a random one. We only have 4 minute 30 nights, Golden Freddy. We ain't got time to be pissing around like this. Come on. Well, I don't know about that, actually, because the nights are... Okay. That's my fault. What? Oh, you death coin him like a normal animatronic. Okay. Reset that. Death coin. Okay. So now we stay up here. No way we fail this. This is the attempt. Get ready for the Easter egg. I also don't know what any of these Easter eggs do, by the way. I know the instructions on how to get them, vaguely. As you can see, it's still taking me 4 or 5 tries. But I don't know what happens when you do any of them. So this shit better be worth it, is what I'm saying. Okay, do that. Go back over here. So I did all that just to get killed in a different way. I mean, it's kind of cool, right? Because I did say in my other video that his jump scare was the lamest out of them all. And I feel like for Golden Freddy, it should be a lot cooler. That should have just been the normal jump scare in the game. I don't think that had to be an Easter egg. That should have just been the jump scare. It's way better. The next one is this guy. We need to set him to 1. And when he appears, just play his minigame, apparently. Okay, there we go. That one was a lot easier. What is this? It's a mini game. Come and sit with me for a while. I'm playing on mouse and keyboard. My keyboard's all the way in front of me. Leave the demon to his demons. Rest your own soul. There is nothing else. I don't like this place. How do I get out of here? Can I go into the... No, I can't. Well, how do I get out? Can I death coin him? Can't do anything. What about C, to catch the fish? I'm just stuck here. Yeah, you can't get into the lake. Which is weird, because I know you can, because I googled it. So, what am I doing wrong? I want to get out of this damn place. I don't like it. It says you have to rapidly move left and right. So, like, maybe from here? Here? Oh my god. That's how you do it. Okay. Okay, I restarted the game. So those were the Easter eggs. You can let me know down below what they, or what that one means, because that one seems to have... You know, one thing I've learned about the FNAF lore, because I've seen some videos, what has been made clear to me is a lot of FNAF fans also don't know the lore of the games. As in, like, the later games get a bit more confusing with what's going on, and even the fans can't fully agree on what's actually going on at certain points. So that's interesting. The next thing is this guy. Apparently, I need to get killed by him. I don't think it requires level 1, so I'm just going to put it on 20. And apparently, I just need to get killed by him. This has got to be him over here. No, don't go backwards. Oh, there we go. Come on, I know you're there, just...
Well, it seems that your journey has ended. Very sorry about that. It was always going to end this way, of course. If it weren't by me, it would have just been by some other, terrible thing. Just, you could not imagine how terrible it would be. Just, I get scared thinking about it. Glad it's not me. It reminds me of a time I was speaking to my good friend Orville. We were sitting on a park bench watching the pigeons. I was on the left, he was on the... Oh, wait, was I on the right or left? Anyways, it doesn't matter. We were sitting on there watching the pigeons. And I said to Orville, "Friend, those birds are frozen." And he kind of looked at me like I'd lost my mind. But I reminded him that it was winter, and often birds will sit in a tree until they freeze. And then they sort of fall to the ground until the sun warms up and they can, move around again. So I said to Orville, "You might as well save those breadcrumbs until the birds thaw, because they can't very well enjoy them in the condition they're in." To which he asked what I meant, and asking what condition the crumbs should be in before he threw them to the birds, assuming that I meant the birds couldn't enjoy the breadcrumbs in the condition that the crumbs were in, when in fact I had meant the birds could not enjoy them in the condition that the birds were in, considering that the birds were frozen. So he took a moment and then threw his last handful onto the ground. I said to him, "Orville, why did you throw the breadcrumbs to the birds when I just told you they're frozen?" To which he responded, "The breadcrumbs are not frozen." Again, misunderstanding my words. I didn't mean to say that the breadcrumbs were frozen when I said I told you they're frozen. I'd been referring to the birds. In hindsight, what I should have said was, and this would make perfect sense, "Why did you throw the breadcrumbs to the birds when the birds are frozen?" He misunderstood upon my correction, stating that he didn't know what else to do with the breadcrumbs, and that perhaps, when the birds thawed, they'd still be able to eat the crumbs. So I said to Orville, and this is what I said to him, I said, "Orville, the birds may be dead."
Fascinating. Please tell us again. Well, the funny thing about that is that apparently there actually are more, because I've looked at the achievements, which, by the way, I still have 0 achievements on this game. I did all of this shit and don't have a single achievement. Now, I'm not expecting to have them all complete by just doing this, but you'd think I'd at least have a couple achievements from going through old friends. But one of the achievements is to listen to all of his stories. I might try and get another one, but there isn't much point in going for achievements because they are bugged. Apparently, they just don't work. You'll do all the right things and you just won't get the achievement for it. which is a shame because, well, you'd think the game would work properly if you're going to buy it, right? I did buy this game, by the way. It costs money on Xbox, which, as you can see, is what I'm playing on, so you'd think it'd work properly.
Well, it seems that your journey has ended.
It's not the same one, is it?
About that. It was
Sounds like the same one.
The pigeons, and
Let me see how many there are, because look, there's all my 0 achievements. Oh, okay, this is a cutscene achievement. At least it's kind of tracking them. This makes me hopeful that I will actually get them at some point. All episodes of the Bear and the Fox. So I should get that when I increase my score enough, which I'm going to do after 50-20. Listen to all of Mr. Hippo's stories. So there's 4. There's 4 stories. That was I just got the same one twice. Oh, and look at that one. Sit down and listen to Old Man Consequences. I just did that, right? Why didn't I get the achievement? Let's see then if we can get all of his... there's only 4 different stories.
It seems that you have met your end. What a pity. You know, I don't feel too bad about it, though. After all, if it weren't me, it would have just been one of the others, I guess. I'm honestly just glad to be out of those air ducts.
Wait, this is a different one.
It's
it just started as soon as I loaded into the game.
Up there, and not easy to get down either. And
Hang
not
on.
as young as I used to be, as you can see.
While you're talking.
I used to be able to do all the sorts of things. You're young, you're vibrant, you have that sort of pep in your step.
Oh, it doesn't
reminds
count.
Me of a conversation I was having with one of my good friends, Orville.
We'll see.
We were having a nice picnic one day. I believe it was summer. No, perhaps it was... Was it the fall? Yes. It was the fall because the leaves had turned already. But I said to Orville, I says, Orville, I have a story to tell you. And Orville looked at me, kind of odd and said, what's it about? I said to him, not every story has to be about something, Orville. Sometimes a person just wants to talk. Why does everything have to be a story? I said to him. He just looked at me and he said, well, you said you had a story, and he was quite right. I did, in fact. I told him I had a story. I suppose if a person just wants to talk, then it's best to not announce that you're telling a story. Telling a story does come with its own pressures and expectations, I suppose. After all, if you're just talking to a friend, then there's no more expectations than if you were talking into the wind. Words by themselves aren't expected to carry, aren't expected to stick. But if you announce you're telling a story, well then, there'd better be a point to it all, No one wants to sit and listen to someone ramble on and on and on with absolutely no end in sight. So, it's good to be mindful that when you tell someone that you're about to tell a story, that you have something to say. Telling someone that you're going to tell them a story is tantamount to asking them to stop what they're doing and pay attention.
Okay, can we get on to the next one? I really hope this
you're
counts
basically
towards...
saying, hey, buddy, stop
I really hope
everything.
this counts towards the completion, right?
I have a solution to everything.
When he's done speaking, at least.
I didn't really have any story to tell. In hindsight, I probably just misspoke when I said that I had a story. I think it would have just been better to tell Orville that I wanted to tell him something rather than tell him that I had a story. But even then, it might have put too much importance on the whole thing. Either way, it was quite a nice day. I remember that we were drinking tea.
Okay, it's done. It's done, finally. Right, let's see. Did it go to 50%? Yes, it did, 50%. So, if I get a story that I've already heard before, I can quit out the game and go back in and it'll give me a different one, but it won't let me skip it either way, so I'm gonna have to hear at least one story. You may think you've outsmarted me, Mr. Hippo, but it's actually me who's outsmarted you. You're gonna force me to listen to some 3-minute dialogue every time you kill me, but I'm just gonna quit out of it and get a new one. One that I actually need for my achievement. I guess the worst thing about this guy is being killed by him when you're trying to do something unrelated, like maybe you're trying to do 50-20 or just any of the other challenges and he kills you. Because then now you actually have to sit there for 3 minutes before you can have another attempt. You're not working on an achievement, you're not doing anything like that, now you're just sitting there, inconvenienced. I guess you could use it as a bathroom break. What are you doing up there? Okay.
My friend, you have met a terrible, terrible demise. but you know, I don't feel too bad about it.
I've heard this one.
And he said to me,
Give me a new one, please.
It seems that you have met a horrible demise, my friend. But you know, these things happen in life. Life goes on. Not for you, obviously. You're dead. But it reminds me of a time I was having a conversation with my friend Orville. We were where were we? I think we were by the river. We were sitting by the river and watching the fish leap over the falls.
This one's new.
And I said to Orville,
This one's new.
you know, sometimes I feel like a fish leaping over and over again, always trying to get somewhere, though I don't know where, only to find myself in the jaws of a beast. He, of course, looked at me, surprised, you know. Have you been in the jaws of a beast, friend? To which I said, no, of course not, Orville. I said, no. I simply meant that life can seem like a relentless endeavor to overcome meaningless obstacles, only to meet an equally meaningless fate, regardless of your efforts, regardless of the obstacles you've passed. And Orville, he stood and proceeded to drape me with a picnic cloth, to which I asked him, I said, friend, what are you doing? He looked at me very concerned, really. I feel like you've gotten too much sun. Indeed, indeed I had. He proceeded to pour me a glass of just ice-cold lemonade. Ooh, you ever mix it with iced tea? You do like a little half lemonade, half... Ooh, it's so... You should try it some... Well, you can't because you're dead. But anyways, so you may be asking yourself, how did I go from sitting by the falls and drinking lemonade to being wedged in the air duct? Not only with Orville, but with an entire assortment of fruity-colored friends. Well, there's really no good answer to that, but perhaps I met a demise of my own at some point, and this is my afterlife or my dream, whatever it might mean. I honestly don't know. Or maybe it doesn't mean anything at all. Maybe it doesn't mean anything at all.
Oh, that was all of them. And I got the achievement. I just thought there were 4 stories, because after the first one, the progress went to 25, then the second one went to 50, then I guess the third one went to 100. I'm just a little curious as to why I didn't get this guy's achievement. Because I'm pretty sure that's all you have to do, right? Okay, let's try this again. Might get an achievement, might not. It seems to be random on whether or not it wants to give it me. I mean, I'm just guessing that it sounds like this achievement. Sit down and listen to Old Man Consequence. That's what this is, right? Okay, well, no achievement just yet. Maybe I have to do this again, though. Oh, now it will... Okay, cool. Give it me the second time. 1 gamer score, really? You couldn't see that, but that's only 1 gamer score. Well, I got 2 achievements. So again, the bear and the fox and the toy chica cutscenes are unlocked through score. So once I beat 50-20, I should get all of those. Experience all deaths and jump scares. That's a funny one to not get the achievement on at the end of it. Because if you set each individual animatronic to 20, just to ensure that you've gotten every one of them, you get to the 50th one and you don't get the achievement, what are you going to do? Do it all again? How are you going to know which one didn't count? And then these are all like 55, 50-10, 50-15, and then 50-20. So I'm going to get all of those as well. And of course, I'll be posting the video as well when I beat it. But I am doing it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing next, if anyone didn't know. So my next few videos will be moving on to the next FNAF game. And I'll be streaming 50-20 for as long as I have to until I beat it. But yeah, that being said, as far as I know, they are all the Easter eggs and the things that I missed. I don't think there's any other animatronics that do anything like that. That being said, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Definitely subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you all in my next video.